Screen couples may appear like soulmates on screen, but some co-stars are like two peas in a pod in real life. What duo is actually married? Which two superheroes are closer than you think? Keep watching to find out. There are no two actors who enjoy working with one another quite like Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. This dynamic duo has been working together since the 90s when Wilson appeared in Stiller's The Cable Guy. It appeared that teaming up to work in comedies was their true calling, as the men starred in popular films including the Meet the Parents film series, Night at the Museum, Zoolander, and its sequel Zoolander 2. Speaking to Hollywood.com in 2001 about Wilson portraying Stiller's character's rival in Zoolander, Stiller shared, "Owen was the most important casting to me because I think he is one of the funniest people around, and the part was written for him. He's a friend of mine, and we've worked together a number of times. We love working together." In 2016, the men reprised their roles in Zoolander 2, with Wilson telling The Independent about his long friendship with Stiller. "From when we first became friends, walking around New York, I think that we are still sort of laughing at the same things, and our dynamic is pretty similar." The actors have appeared in 13 films together, and it wouldn't be surprising to see Stiller and Wilson team up again at least once. Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling have a history together, but not in a romantic way. The two actors first worked together in the 2011 romantic comedy Crazy Stupid Love. Their on-screen chemistry was such a hit, they found themselves working together again in 2 more films. Gosling and Stone teamed up for the second time to work in the 2013 movie Gangster Squad. And in 2016, the duo starred in the Academy Award-winning film La La Land. Stone took home top prize at the Oscars for Best Actress and thanked Gosling in her speech, saying, "Thank you for making me laugh and for always raising the bar and for being the greatest partner on this crazy adventure." While they had not worked together since then, the stars have regularly gushed about each other during interviews. In 2018, during a Q&A at the 45th Annual Telluride Film Festival, Stone said of her favorite co-star, "I can't even imagine what my life would be like without Ryan. He's so special. It makes me emotional. He's so talented, but he's such a great person to work with because he's so collaborative and excited about the process." Gosling also shared with people how fun it is working with Stone. He said, "We've been really lucky that we were asked to improvise on our first film together, and that's where we created a connection. We've been really lucky to work that way." Jennifer Aniston may be close to her friends' castmates, but throughout her career, she's made very close relationships with other A-list actors, including Arrested Development star Jason Bateman. The two have worked in 5 films together, including The Breakup and The Switch. Aniston told Relevant magazine, "Jason Bateman is just one of the sweetest. He's just delightful. There's nothing about him that isn't squeezable." In 2020, the stars reunited to talk about their Emmy Award-nominated roles on The Morning Show and Ozarks, with both stars praising one another's careers to Variety. Bateman stated, "It's a very complicated, full life that she manages, and she does it with grace and kindness and warmth to her closest friends and to a person she might meet that day on set." Aniston then shared about Bateman, "He is prepared, he is solid, he is kind, he is funny. I love my days when I get to be with Jason on a set or my house on a Sunday." The chemistry between Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet in the epic romance adventure film Titanic was undeniable. While the movie was filmed in 1997, their friendship has withstood the test of time. So it's surprising that the duo has only reunited once in 2008 for the film Revolutionary Road. When Winslet won the Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Motion Picture Drama for her performance in Revolutionary Road, she didn't forget to mention her best pal, saying, "Leo, I'm so happy I can stand here and tell you how much I love you and how much I've loved you for 13 years. That very same year, DiCaprio discussed his strong relationship with Winslet to Oprah Winfrey, stating, "In a lot of ways, Kate and I have really grown up in this industry together. We've been a support mechanism for each other for such a long period of time. We've been there for each other and helped guide each other." Pretty Women and Runaway Bride are 2 of Julia Roberts' most iconic films, but these classic romances wouldn't be the same without her co-star, Richard Gere. While Roberts and Gere have only teamed up for these 2 90s films, their relationship is stronger than ever. Roberts was an up-and-coming star when she was cast in 1990's Pretty Woman, but director Gary Marshall shared years later that her chemistry with Gere was unmatched. He told HuffPost, "You see, you can fake anything in this business except chemistry, and when two people kiss, the audience knows if there's chemistry or not. And Richard and Julia had great chemistry." In 1999, the two stars would come together again for Runaway Bride, which also proved to be a hit. Despite their on-screen romances, the two stars were never romantically involved in real life, but became extremely close friends. During an interview with The Guardian, Gere touchingly said about his former co-star, "Julia and I will always be connected." Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly are two comedians fans love to watch, but it's even better to see them working on a project as co-stars. Their most significant appearances together have been in 2006's Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, and the 2008 cult classic comedy, Step Brothers. In 2008, Ferrell and Reilly were asked by Entertainment Weekly about working with each other on Step Brothers. Ferrell shared, "The three of us, Adam McKay the director, John and I, have a certain chemistry that is hard to find. We just continued the same jubilation of the first time over to this set." Reilly added, "It is a rare and special thing just to find one person that thinks the same things are funny."
Kills on fire! No.
The men love working together so much, Reilly stated to the Press Association that he believed working alongside Ferrell was meant to be. "The first time Will and I met, we knew we had something in common, and it wasn't until we actually got together to work we thought, oh, this is why we were put on this earth, to make hijinks together." It seems like it's just a matter of time before fans get to see these two comedians reunite again for their next project. John Krasinski and Emily Blunt are two stars that have proven love can last in a place like Hollywood. The couple wed in 2010 and welcomed two children together named Violet and Hazel. Blunt opened up about her marriage to InStyle back in 2013, sharing, "Meeting John changed my life. When I feel the support I have from him, I feel invincible." Since then, the two have been especially supportive of one another's careers, and in 2018, finally gave fans what they've been waiting for, a film starring both Blunt and Krasinski. A Quiet Place, which was directed by Krasinski, is a horror film where the couple portrays a husband and wife. The actor shared with Deadline that choosing his wife for the film was the best decision he made. "You always try to write with your dream actor in mind because it helps you see the performance in your head. And not to mince words, but I think Emily is the best actress we have." Blunt went on to win a Screen Actors Guild Award for her performance and thanked her husband. She said, "I am going to share this completely with my husband, John Krasinski, because the entire experience of doing this with you has completely pierced my heart directly. You are a stunning filmmaker." In May 2021, the couple reunited for A Quiet Place 2. Krasinski gushed about his wife again, sharing, "I mean, the truth is she's the greatest collaborator I've ever worked with." Hollywood has its fair share of bromances, but nothing compares to the relationship between fellow actors and best friends, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. They have starred in several movies together and rose to prominence with the Oscar-winning film Good Will Hunting, which they had written together. Damon shared with ET that his relationship with Affleck goes way back to when he was just 10 years old. He said, "We were both in love with the same thing, acting and filmmaking. I think we fed on each other's obsession during really formative, important years, and that bonded us for life." They joined forces yet again as writers for the 2021 film The Last Duel, with Affleck sharing with ET, "It's cool to be doing another movie with him. We loved it, and we definitely want to do more." Damon told E! News that he never believed a second movie between the two would happen. However, he and Affleck finally found the right time to collaborate once more. Damon shared, "I grew up with this guy. I've known him forever. We're from the same word and place and stayed close. And I often think about the people who come into this business, and there's some challenges that get thrown at you. And having somebody to go through it with me and bounce stuff off of has been really helpful. You're lucky if you get to do the job you love, and luckier if it's with people that you love." Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper have constantly denied any rumors of a romantic relationship. Cooper once told Howard Stern, "It's just not the way we are together." However, it's no surprise that these two stars are constantly asked about their relationship status, since they love sharing the screen. Lawrence and Cooper have done 4 movies together, and 3 of them, including Silver Linings Playbook, American Hustle, and Joy, have been nominated for an Oscar. Lawrence would snag her very first Academy Award for Best Actress for Silver Linings Playbook, along with a Critics' Choice Award for Best Actress in a Comedy. She shared in her acceptance speech, "Bradley, the first time we ever did a scene together, you took my breath away. And the first time that I saw the movie, you broke my heart and put it back together." Cooper praised his co-star to Rolling Stone, sharing, "Lawrence is the person you want on set with you at 4 in the morning when you're losing your mind."
I'm not calming down. Anybody can wake up. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of it. Let the whole neighborhood wake up.
Cooper admitted that it was their famous ballroom dance scene that may have made the two stars become so close over the years. As he told Deadline, "I wonder if these guys who do Dancing with the Stars, have a connection forever. I really do think that the scene really provided the basis by which we can just work together. It's just easy to look at her and feel like I'm telling the truth." Fans might believe that Black Widow actor Scarlett Johansson and Captain America star Chris Evans first met on the set of their Marvel movies. But these two stars' friendship goes way back. Johansson was just 17 years old when she first worked with Evans in a teen comedy called The Perfect Score. Talking about her long-term friendship with Evans, Johansson shared on the Just Kegel podcast, "We could talk for hours and about all kinds of stuff. I think in a way the sort of big sister relationship that my Avengers character Nat has sometimes with Steve, even though Chris is a couple of years older than me, but I think we sort of have that dynamic." Johansson reflected on a particular moment in 2014's Captain America: Winter Soldier, where she has a short exchange with Evans' character. It was clear that their chemistry in the scene was thanks to the stars knowing one another for such a long time. Johansson shared with Entertainment Weekly, "It's really a result of 10 years of knowing somebody and being able to have a kind of intimacy with them that I think you get from just spending a lot of time with somebody and knowing their soft underbelly. We had a lot of fun doing it." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite stars are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.